Yes. Isn't that fun?
been slow, but yeah. So, what about you? What's new?
Yeah. Um, not, I mean, well, I'm working. Yes. Isn't that fun? So,
Been
yeah.
slow,
Oh,
but
okay. I'm
okay.
streaming to YouTube Live, just FYI.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Some
okay.
people watch it on there. So,
Okay.
um, not a lot. I mean, one of the big things that's happened, I'm starting a couple new projects, is sync related projects. So I'm excited about that. But
Okay.
starting to see royalty checks, which is cool. I've never had royalties before. I mean, I've always had royalties, but it's always been like $30 a quarter or something. Now it's like 500, and it just
Oh,
feels good, you know.
Ryan, this is
I
so
know.
wonderful.
I know that's pretty exciting because I've never had that before. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do more of this. It's kind of inspired me a little bit
Yes.
to work
Yes.
harder and get it more into it, you know. So yeah, I'm excited.
So exciting. Yay.
Yeah,
And how
it's
is your
definitely.
newest precious one, your kitty kitty?
Oh, she's great. I had to put her outside the door because she's attacking me, but she's awesome. I love her.
What's her name?
Walnut.
Oh, Walnut. I
Yeah.
love it. That's so cute.
Well, she's like a little black walnut. So,
Oh, I love that. Well, and you're painting. Wow,
no.
Zion. That is so, I love what you're doing. Are you actually able to get these into an art studio or a gallery?
No, I haven't really tried. I had somebody actually ask me the other day to do a showing at their gallery, and I was like, "Oh, I hadn't ever thought of doing that." I'm to be honest, I'm not totally sure I want to quite yet. I
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like I'm just sort of at the beginnings of learning.
Hmm.
But I do have a website now, and I just constantly fill it up with stuff. And I've sold a few pieces to people that have reached out and said, "Hey, is that one for sale or whatever?" So that's fun.
Oh,
But it's
yay.
not it right now. It's just sort of it's more of just my personal therapy hobby. It's not
Yeah,
when you start selling something, you probably know this, it suddenly starts to sometimes take away from the um you suddenly feel this pressure to create instead of a love to create. And it
yeah.
that's been hard
No,
with
I know what
music
you
because
mean.
I've had to kind of get back into it without those feelings, and that's hard. So maybe I'm being too
Yeah.
sensitive about it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I remember when I first went to the School of the Arts, like the first few months, I was feeling so creative. And then once the assignments got harder and harder, I was like, I felt this pressure and I wasn't as creative.
Yeah.
It became more, and exercises are good, but
Hmm.
I don't know, for some reason it sort of stunted my, I don't know. I
Yeah.
no longer could just let things flow as well because they were having to be more structured and within certain parameters, which is a good exercise in and of itself. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's one of the things have I told you about the book called The Practice? Have I told you about this book?
oh no, I want to, let me take a picture of that.
Yeah. This um I have no affiliation here, but
No, I know what you mean.
um
I
this
got it.
author, Seth Godin, is
Okay.
really he teaches about this book is written for artists of any kind of art. Um,
Okay.
it's all about learning to ship creative work, and this entire game, On the Hook, was inspired by this book.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's so
and
cool.
it's learning to be able to get into the practice of your art and do it for the whole purpose of doing it, instead of doing it for a customer or doing it for a client or doing, and sometimes you'll do that and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like
Right.
you learn to do it because you love it and because it has value for you, and because it's an act of generosity when you give something to the world that they didn't already have or didn't even know they wanted yet. It's
Yeah.
a it's a well, it takes a lot of courage because you're trying to create something that was never there before, which is
Yes.
very difficult. It's not like just following a manual on how to, I don't know, become a doctor or whatever. Those things are very
Right.
difficult, but you're following a
Right.
path, you're following a structured path. When you're an artist, you're branching into areas where you're touching the lives and touching our minds in a way that nobody knows they needed to be touched in that way yet. And so it's risky,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
scary. That book
Yes.
just completely changed my life. But there is a because I started realizing that a lot of my music was always just, I was doing music more for just like, I'd get a brief that came through and I'd scramble to put something together, and I'd want to try to get a, license deal on something, and or somebody would ask me to do something. I wasn't doing the music for the music, it was doing it for a project all the time.
Yes. Yes.
So,
That's what
yeah.
you're saying.
So I shifted. In fact, if you go to the about section on this, I wrote this whole book, this whole thing about it. And the reason the reason it's called On the Hook is because in Turkey, there's a tradition that when you go to a bakery, you buy a loaf of bread, and then it's encouraged that you buy an extra loaf of bread to put on the hook for the poor. So
Oh.
poor people, yeah, people that are impoverished can come in to the store and they'll ask, do you have anything on the hook? And if you do,
Oh.
then they can eat. And so by being on the hook means somebody's counting on you.
Oh.
And it's a
Wow.
beautiful story. And they still follow this tradition today in Turkey. And so I
Oh.
wrote about it here, and it's based all on this book. And I did some other research as well to make sure that that was true. But I've put some links here. But it's a really
Okay.
cool story, because most people think of being on the hook as being like, oh, now I've got to answer to somebody. I've got to be, accountable to this project or this artist or this client. And it feels, on the hook has this negative connotation. But when you spin it in a sense of, no, it's an act of generosity. Somebody's counting on you to make something wonderful that the world's never seen before. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. And it changes your whole perspective of it.
Oh my goodness. I know it
Isn't
gave
that
me
cool?
chill bumps when you told me that.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
have
It's
to
a
read that
beautiful
more.
story. So that's why I call this whole thing On the Hook, because it's so important to put yourself on the hook to make something. And that's why these games they're just an hour long, and it's just a tiny hook. It's not like it's, you know,
Right.
but
Right.
it gets you in that pattern and that practice of going, this is important. This is my craft. This is what I do. This is how I give to the world. And someday it may pay, it may make me more money, but
Right.
um, I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because this is the gift I've been given to give the world. It's an act of generosity, really.
Yes, that's so
Pretty cool.
true. I feel like Kathy Heller, through the 6 months that I was in that program, I felt like she was saying something very similar, that it's a gift that we have been given, and it's almost um, you know ashamed, or you need to share it with the world because not everybody can do it you
Yeah.
know I mean, there are a lot of musicians, but that are good producers, composers, but it's something that you have that you should share, and
Mhm.
it will make the universe a better place,
Yes. Yeah, it's
because you
like an
never know,
obligation.
yeah, when it's going to connect with somebody.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so this
Awesome.
looks cool. Gregorian trance.
Yeah. So instead of
I love-
Gregorian chants, we got Gregorian trance today. So today's game is all about just downloading the sample, and this is just a sample of I ripped off of something. So you don't
okay,
want to put this in something you ever publish, of course, but
okay,
just for
okay,
this
okay.
exercise. Um, so you can use all of it or a piece of it, and
Okay.
you want to put it into something that has a trance vibe. I put in the chat a Spotify trance playlist, but if you don't use Spotify,
Oh,
just if you want to kind of remember what trance is, it's usually,
yeah.
it's usually around 134 BPMs. It's fast. It's very
Oh,
four on the
okay.
floor. It's very EDM, fast and heavy, and a lot of synths. So I have no idea
Okay.
where this is going to go, but I think this is a fun exercise if you want to give it a
I
shot.
think, yeah, I definitely want to. It sounds good. I just have to plug in my computer and plug in my keyboard, and then I'll um I'll work on it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure if I remember what trance is though. I'm worried about that, but
I can't hit play because it'll give me a copyright infringement
oh
on,
yeah,
because
yeah,
we're
yeah.
going through
Okay.
YouTube. But just look it up. Just look up trance on YouTube or Spotify,
Okay.
and you can kind
Okay.
of
All
get a
right.
feel for it. But it's
Okay.
just do whatever you want with it, and see where we go.
It's going to be fun. Okay, well, maybe some other people will join. Do you still want to do it even though it's just us two? Or do you want to
Mhm.
do you have other things you need to do? I don't want to keep you.
No, this I'm gonna stay on here. I what I do now is you'll go off and work on your thing, but I'm gonna just stay streaming live, and I compose while I'm doing it live. So if anybody watches on YouTube, they can see me.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know
so
if it helps
cool.
anybody, but it's there. Oh,
Yeah, no, that's so cool.
if you'll
All
jump back
right.
on the Zoom at the top of the hour, and then we'll
Okay.
reconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll call it what, 1:15 or 1:16? I don't know. What do you want? I'm going to put my timer on.
No, I mean
Uh,
at the top of the hour. So for me, it would be 11. So probably one
okay.
your time.
Yeah, it's 1:15 now, so it'll be
Oh,
2 o'clock. Okay, so
okay.
45 minutes. Okay, that I just need the I have to have my timer on or else I'm putting 40 minutes. Okay, all right, I'll see you then.
Okay. Awesome. See ya.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks. All right. So now we are going to start this, and I'm going to share my screen in case anybody ever looks at this. And here, off we go. That's a little fast. Um, yeah, I like that better. And very first thing I want to do is get a kick in here. So I'm going to grab an instrument that's a kick. We're going to do a 4 on the floor. We're going to start about here. And do that. Ooh, way too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. And turn this down a little bit. It's probably blowing out people's speakers. And um, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this, maybe. Yeah. All right. And then we're gonna let's look up trance here. I think there's some trance. Yeah, trance kicks already in here. Got like 4. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that. It is got a lot of sub in it. So we're gonna turn that down. And for drums, it's going to be very simple because in this kind of music, it's so synth based that I'm not even going to worry about the Gregorian chants right now, but I am going to put in a drum set, and I want like an 808 or something like that. Or let's grab drum. Is there a trance drum set? Yeah, kind of like that. That snare is cool. So just grab this. And I'm going to turn that snare down really low. It's funny, most trance music, the snare is extremely dim. They're not very loud at all. It's actually almost too loud still. All right, so we're going to turn this whole thing down because those subs are going to drive me freaking crazy. And then we'll put maybe a hi-hat on the offbeat. Something like that. Maybe like this. And then turn that way down. Probably move this hi-hat back. And we're going to create a loop and bring this hi-hat. Do we have an open hi-hat? Yeah, that'll work. And then we're going to loop that shit. And all right, and then maybe put a really light hi-hat here to choke it. Ah. Yeah, that's cool. All right, now I'm going to loop that. I'm going to create this. Hi-hat's a little loud. Maybe put one. All right, and okay, we got a trance beat, got a kick, and I got this drum set. And then let's just start with Omnisphere. So I'm going to put the Gregorian Chance at the top. We'll deal with that later. We're going to go in here and I'm going to reference, I need to reference no, I'm going to try to do this without referencing any other tracks. I want very fast, like 8th note progressions. So and I'm going to probably put in, I need something that's 16th note. Okay, we'll do that like a 4-6-5, and we're going to do that by going in here and going and maybe bringing that down, and then moving this down here. We'll just do that twice. I need something much more aggressive, something short and aggressive. Ooh, I kind of like that. Now let's try to add an arpeggiator. And let's do 8th note. No, I need 16ths. And actually, let's try for a 16th in here. Electro pattern. All right, I kind of like that a little bit, and we're going to change the patch, but we're going to keep the arpeggiator. And so we'll try different. Okay, I think it needs to be straighter though. that's kind of cool. That might be a little crazy. All right, so that's pretty cool. That's not very, that's more chorusy, definitely. So let's just say that that is going to be my chorus, and we're going to just bring that over here. And let's put it right there. This, though, I want to just ride that C minor. So what if the drums drop out right there? And okay, what if we got 4 there? I kind of like that, actually. So we're going to use this as an auto filter. Drop that there. And I like that. But Actually, that's too long. Let's. And let's see if we can't shorten that sample a little bit. Holy shit, this time is going fast. I don't have time for this shit. And maybe a kick or a bass note. Hard to find a bass for this. Okay, we're going to add the LFO tool on that to give it some movement. Okay, we'll just do that for now. to add a quick polyphonic synth attack, aggressive, dramatic, electronic. And I'm going to add this. Jeez, this is crazy. All right, we're going to work on the chant now. This is going to be crazy, fucking crazy. First, I'm going to just render that real quick. Yeah, that sounds... Come on, man. Maybe pitch it down a little bit. Where's that? I think the whole thing, if I pitch it down one semitone. Ooh, that's cool. Hmm. So I'm trying to add in a quick sweep. Sweep. Oh. this on this, and let's. All right, let's just go with that. Save. Render. On the hook. Now I'm uploading my file. And okay, bingo, it's 11 o'clock. So I'm waiting for waiting for Caroline. And I'm gonna see if this cool. The transload it is already working. It's making a submission video. That's cool. So this automation is in works right now. Oh, I need where's my Gregorian chants? Interfaces now support new button actions, navigating to pages, triggering automations, deleting records, showing new. Add a button. Okay, cool. Stem video. Oh, I think I know why. Gregorian Chance. This needs to be create stem version. That's why it didn't do it. Okay, so assembly. Well, it looks like Caroline is not able to come back on, unfortunately. So it's just me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show that there is an automation being created to create a video, social media video. Who am I talking to? Is there anybody even watching? There is not. There is not anybody watching. Well, this was my song today. It was like this. Oops, that's not my song.
In today's game, I started with these samples.
Hmm. What's the move? Okay. See how this is looking now. All right, I'm gonna upload it. See you guys.